That didn't work. Watch this.
Captain America: Brave New World. Rated PG-13. Get tickets now.
What is up, guys? It's your boy Jay here from the Movie Minute. I've got
Shawntel,
and we are doing a movie review for Captain America: Brave New World. This movie came out on Valentine's Day for all those couples out there. I have thoughts, and I'm sure Shawntel has thoughts as well about this movie.
yeah, of course.
This movie has made over $100 million in its first 4 days. So as bad as the reviews are for this movie, which I think it sits at like a 47 or 48 right now % on Rotten Tomato, clearly that's not enough to deter fans from seeing the new Captain America.
Yeah, for sure. But I was pleasantly surprised by this film. It was really good. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. I didn't have any expectations. I wasn't even excited about it until like right around the time it was for me to go to the theater. But like I told you before, like I get excited to go to the theater just to go to the theater. But the movie, I would definitely go back and see it.
I definitely think this is the least anticipated movie for Marvel that is coming out this year for me. So we've gotten that out of the way. It's not to say I wasn't excited to see a new Captain America movie, because Captain America is one of my like top characters in the MCU. And it doesn't matter whether it's Steve Rogers or Sam Wilson. I enjoyed him when he first showed up 10 years ago as Falcon. And, you know, I've enjoyed seeing his character progression through the last decade. But this is also my least favorite of the Captain America films, which doesn't say a whole lot, I guess, because the first 3 movies are fantastic. And I love the first one more than anyone seems to have loved it. They don't like it very much. I loved it. This one's still great. I just have more issues with this one than I did with the other Captain America movies.
For sure. My only like apprehensiveness is the whole thing of Sam not taking the super serum. And he's a regular guy. I mean, clearly he knows how to fight. He's got combat skills. But at the same time, he's just a regular guy. Like, he's got the adamantium wings and the suit or whatever. I understand that. But like strength and endurance and just being able to keep up with all these superpowered beings was like, okay, like how is this movie really going to play out? I love the way they did it in the film. And again, like I said, I was pleasantly surprised, but I just wasn't excited about it because, again, he's just a regular guy with a nanosuit helmet and some vibranium wings. But yeah.
I thought the way they were going to go with this is that I understand why he doesn't want to take the serum, why he feels like he doesn't need it. But when you're going to go up against superpowered people, a vibranium suit is not going to keep you from completely getting wrecked by more powerful individuals. I was expecting, after the beginning of him, spoilers a little bit, after him getting kind of like hurt quite a bit in the beginning, I thought there was going to be a certain point where he got hurt that he was going to have to be forced to, like, if he didn't get the super soldier serum, like say from like Bucky or something, like blood transfusion. I don't know how that works exactly. Or, you know, there's probably still soldier serum out there. That if he didn't get transfused, like to get it, he would have died and then would have been powered up while fighting the Hulk later. But you know, we didn't get that storyline. That probably would have made more sense than him trying to talk down a Hulk because he's, you know, otherwise he'd get murdered.
Right. But I think the reason why they didn't go that route is because that would demoralize the character of Sam Wilson, because he was so adamant about not taking the serum, and then to have like because plot that he had to take the super soldier serum and now he's powered up, that would legitimately have like changed his entire like character. So again, like I see why they didn't do it, but that was just my apprehensiveness because he's not like a super powered character.
I think we do have to address the elephant in the room. Clearly, Harrison Ford took over for William Hurt as Thaddeus Ross because of William Hurt, you know, passing away sadly a couple of years ago. And I'll be honest with you, when I first saw it, I'm like, I like Harrison Ford as an actor, but I just don't see him really taking this Marvel silly stuff seriously. And he did a great job. He didn't just do it for a paycheck or anything. He didn't half-ass it.
Right.
I almost thought that his perform. I mean, he's not William Hurt. I liked William Hurt's version better, but
Me too.
given everything, I think that he did a great job. I don't love the fact that they decided to go without the mustache. I don't know if that was Harrison's choice or if that was just their way of going, oh, we're going to make him look different. It's like, yeah, but the mustache is kind of like, that'd be like J. Jonah Jameson not having his iconic mustache. And also Red Hulk not having a mustache and making him look more distinctive from, Hulk. I do think he's weaker than the Hulk because I don't want to say that vibranium can harm Hulk because we've never seen it used against him. But I mean, the Hulk took a lot of beatings from a lot of different metals and stronger beings, and never got cut, as far as I remember. Even
Right.
Infinity War Thanos didn't cut him necessarily; he just beat the shit out of him.
Right. Now, I can only kind of attest that to, at least in the MCU, the Hulk was legitimately like blasted by gamma radiation. Whereas, again, this might be spoilers. I don't know. Are we spoiling this or? Oh, okay.
Spoilers.
So the Red Hulk, his gamma radiation came by the dosage of the pills over a period of time. So that may also been what made him susceptible to the vibranium as well. But you're right. We never really seen anybody go up against the Hulk in the MCU being like hit by vibranium. Because at least in the comic books, the Red Hulk was indeed hit by vibranium and it did puncture his skin. But again, I'm not too familiar with the Red Hulk in the comic book as I am with the Hulk. So they may have just pulled that legitimately like from the comics.
The other thing that, and I'm going to put this out there, right? This movie feels more like a sequel to The Incredible Hulk than it does to another, like, to Falcon Winter
Captain
Soldier.
America. Yeah.
While I don't necessarily hate the idea of it, because I did like Incredible Hulk for what it was, I just feel like we really shouldn't have made a Captain America movie about all these Hulk villains, Now, I'm not saying we should have had Serpent Society for any reason, because those guys are lame and stupid. Unless they're invincible. But I don't know. I don't know what villain they would have been able to use against Captain America for this. I mean, we had, I guess, Zemo's in prison, so we can't use him again. But I don't know. I don't know how they would have done anything differently than what they did with this film. I just almost feel like all these Hulk-centric characters, and yet we don't get a Hulk at all. Like, Banner doesn't show up at all. I don't know. We're not here to talk about what this could have been, more so to talk about what this movie was. This was a decent Captain America movie and a pretty good MCU movie after the last couple of years we've had of MCU stuff.
I would definitely say this is a good foray into this year with MCU, and I hope it just continues with Fantastic Four.
Also, this movie is the first time we've ever had adamantium mentioned in the MCU. Finally, they do pick up. They finally explain, oh my goodness, there's this celestial being in the ocean, something that we haven't heard anyone talk about in the MCU since it happened in 2021. Crazy how that works. This will be a nice setup for X-Men stuff because of adamantium and Wolverine and all that. And I do feel like them setting this movie to be like a political thriller, it was a good concept. I don't think they fully followed through with it, though, because unfortunately, they gave the audience the twist in the trailers, and therefore we kind of don't wonder. It'd be like them giving us Hydra coming back in the Winter Soldier trailer. Like, if we hadn't known that the leader, they didn't really show the leader in the trailers, but unfortunately, we knew that.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't the leader that I wished it would have been, but we'll get to that. But also Red Hulk, right? Imagine if we didn't know that he was going to turn into Red Hulk and they didn't show that on any of the marketing. And then you get to that point and go, what?
Right.
Comic fans would be understandable, but
that's what I was hoping for. But then, of course, they clearly had to hype this movie up. If they would not have shown the Red Hulk, I don't think a bunch of people would have been so hyped about this movie. And same thing with adamantium. Now I know the rumors was going around that the Celestial was gonna like bring in adamantium and all this other stuff, but like legitimately just hearing adamantium like in an MCU movie like got me like super stoked. I was like, they said the thing, they did the thing.
Yeah, and now we don't have to be like, oh, well, it never existed on Earth. Well, it did. It just was in the form of a celestial that was in the Earth the entire time. I don't know how they'll do X like mutant stuff, mind you, still, because without merging a world or two at the end of all this. But we'll see how that goes. The leader, they had early concept of this man. Granted, mind you, he did a good job for what he was going for.
Yeah.
I liked the character. I hate the design. I hate it. The leader, I understand you don't want to go the whole crazy route where he has a big ass head and and the dumb suit. But they had concept art of this man with a bigger head, with the hair and everything, and like a kind of goatee situation, like wearing like a jacket and stuff. It looked silly, mind you, but I mean, come on. In a movie where there's a Red Hulk and there's a flying dude who has no superpowers whatsoever,
Right.
I don't think it's that outlandish. They made his skin green anyway. I just didn't love what they did with him specifically. His whole reasoning for being the villain in this movie, kind of, I get it, but also for someone as intelligent as him, or as he's supposed to be as a character, he's like really thinking small and not big picture.
Right. And I think the way that they're going with the Fantastic Four, and I understand that this is a different concept of movie, but I think they still should have went all out with the leader. Like they could have made him outlandish. Like he hasn't been seen in how many years? He could have been
17.
building like his right. He could have been building his suit, and his head just kept getting bigger and bigger. But they like just watered him down like so much that it was like he was just a regular person with deformities that was like super smart.
Can't wait to see him show back up in another 17 years.
Right.
All that to say, I still enjoyed the film.
Yeah, me
I
too.
will probably watch it again. I can't say that I'm going to be less excited for the next movie, which is Thunderbolts, than this. But, I'm interested to see. I kind of hope they would have kind of started forming the Avengers a little bit. Like, maybe that would have been a better post-credits, hey, we're starting to form this team again. He's looking into it. Maybe not show them, but say that he's looking into it. And by, like, a post-credit scene of, say, Thunderbolts, maybe have them finally, like, get together after not being there for whatever happens in Thunderbolts,
Right. Or maybe it could have been two post credit scenes. It could have been like a mid one and then the one all the way at the end when he was like talking to the Thunderbolts or whoever else he wanted to be in the Avengers that Ross wanted him to form.
Now, I have one more question before we get to this, how we're rating it. Do you think that this movie would have benefited from an extra, like, 15 or 20 minutes?
No.
Pace? No?
Nah.
I think it was too short.
I think it was paced pretty good. Except for the Isaiah Bradley issue, the Falcon, like the issue with the Falcon that happened in the movie. Other than that, I felt like the pace of the movie was pretty good.
Given the fact that we don't know what else would have been added if we did this, personally, I think if we'd added like another 15 minutes of this movie to kind of flesh out the leader a little bit more,
For sure.
this, to be honest, because I mean he's barely in the movie. I want to say that, but maybe 10, 15 minutes total. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember a shot from the trailer that was definitely not in this, where they're taking pictures at the White House, and you see a guy in a black like hat and trench coat taking pictures, and his skin is green, so it's like he was there. But it's like, how do you not? I guess the reason they don't put that in there, that's just for us marketing wise. People are going to notice if there's a green dude at a White House in a trench coat.
Right.
But I'm going to give this movie I want to say, I'm going to do out of 10 this time, because I'm starting to realize 3 or 5's not a good number. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. I don't think that it's quite enough to be an 8.
Right. I was gonna give it a 6.5 or 7 out of 10 stars.
Nice.
That's fire, bro. That's the
Yeah.
popcorn bucket.
It is. All I could say is, we here at the Movie Minute, we do reviews differently They just not like us.
I see what you did there.
That's it for us today. Make sure to like our video, comment down below what you thought of Captain America Brave New World, and subscribe to our channel so that we can start making merch, because we got some sick ideas coming for y'all. Until next time, guys, been your boy Jay.
Shawntel.
Peace out.